Pies, folks. Yes, pies. They're a bit of a subject with me. Pies are, something that I take an interest in. Meat and potato, steak and kidney. Although I prefer just steak, I'm not keen on the kidney. Mince and onion, don't mind mince and onion. Cheese and onion. I like most all of them. I do. Chicken and no, I don't like mushroom. Chicken and sweet corn, I can do that. Chicken and ham, I can do that at push. Don't like mushrooms. Don't like mushrooms, me. But I love a good pie. Now, often with work, with job, I'm often out on the road. I'm visiting different towns on different days. And when I'm getting peckish near lunchtime, I'm always looking for a pie shop. You can never find one. They're a dying breed. They're going day by day. They're just falling by the wayside. It's a shame. Have we got two here in that there Warrington? We might have three. One of them's not that good. One's all right. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just charge this up. Bear with me a sec. One's all right. The other one, this is not very professional, but this is the way I work. Off the cuff. You know that. We're on now again. It'd gone off in a minute, you see. Yeah. There's 2 or 3 in Warrington. One's not bad, although probably wins most of the awards. The one that doesn't win as many awards is better. They do a cracking meat pie. Oh, meat pie to die for. Probably as good as the meat pie I've ever had. As good as I've ever had, yeah. Cracking meat pies. But that's by the by. Anyway, I'm always looking for a pie shop. Can't often find one. I'll tell you the full story. Because pies came into my world they've always been in my world. But last week I have a story. I'm in Southport. And I'm coming away from Southport. And I pass a pie shop. I thought, oh, that looks all right. I fancy a pie. Goes in. These like homemade things been made that day. With a big crust on them, whatever else. They're like that size and pretty deep. You know what I mean? So I knew they weren't going to be cheap. Hope they weren't going to be too dear. I thought, oh, I fancy that one. I'll have that one. Oh, you did them as well. Oh, I'll have that one. I had the old meat and potato. And they did a chicken tikka one or chicken something or other. I said, is there any mushrooms in that? See, I've got to make sure. No. I said, are you sure? She said, yeah, he makes them. No mushrooms in it, is there? No, there's not, he said. I'll have them too. And I'm thinking, hope they're not too dear. £9. £9 for 2 pies. Now, I know in these bakeries, as they bake them themselves, I know they've got to make money and all that. I know all of that. I really, really do. But £9 for 2 pies, it just grates with me a little bit. I'm not sure. I know everything's gone up. I know everyone's putting the price up, but I'm just thinking it's too much. But I thought, well, all right then, it's in a shop. He's made them himself, blah, blah, blah. I could have been half-faced and said, no, I don't want them, because she'd already boxed them before she told me £9. Could have said I don't want them. It's not that I'm embarrassed. I wouldn't get embarrassed. I'm not the kind that gets embarrassed. But I thought, no, I'll have them. In the end, it was a good move. I had the meat and potato one on the way home. I had the chicken tikka one on the way home. The meat and potato with me tea, with a few chips and peas. Bloody lovely. Absolutely lovely. Really enjoyed them. Would I go again at £9? I'd have to think about it, but I probably would. Anyways, that's that until yesterday. Yesterday I'm flicking through my YouTube stuff, and now and again people are doing pie reviews with pies. And now and again I'll watch them. I don't know why I do, because most of these places I won't go to. But I watched one and it was in that there Wigan. The home of the pie. Well, of course it is. So I'm watching it and I'm thinking to myself, there's a place in Wigan I want to go. There's a place I've wanted to go for 5 or 6 months. I've never got round to it. Last time I was up there, I meant to go and forgot to go. But I've got to try it. Anyway, this one wasn't that place. This one was something I've never heard of before. Anyway, these artisan pies, do they call them artisan when they do them themselves? Well, anyway, someone's baked them themselves. They're nice and deep and whatever else. Big pies, don't get me wrong. But they're a one pie, one man job. One pie, maybe one woman job. I wouldn't think you'd really share it between two. You could, but I wouldn't think you would really. If you've got an appetite like me, you definitely wouldn't. It'd be one for me, without a doubt. So anyway, this jockey's he's not a jockey, I don't know what his name was. This fella, he's buying some pies and he's filming it. And he wants to get 3 or 4, he ends up getting 4. And because you get 4, you get an extra one thrown in. He's buying all different pies, all different kinds. Now, do they look alright, you might say? Well, to me, no. Because they're overdone. I don't really like them overdone. And the first one he tried, a chicken and something or other, he was raving about it. He said it was absolutely brilliant and full of chicken. He showed us the cross-section. It was full of chicken. But on the top, it had all nuts on the top. And I thought, I don't want nuts with me back. But they're just trying to make a statement and make them different. All the toppings were a bit different. They all looked a bit overcooked to me. But that's just me. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, he's having this pies, this fella. But before he takes them away, you see him paying for the pies, and he says, how much are they? He said, 4 of them. 36 quid. And I'm going, bum, bum, bum. 9 quid a piece! 9 quid for a pie. I've just paid 9 quid for two and was a bit miffed, but 9 quid a piece. They might be the best pies in the world, but I'm not going to pay 9 quid for a pie. If it's a family pie for 4 to eat, that's different. But it wasn't. It's a one-man job. 2 if you push the boat. You know, if you're not big eaters, 2. If you're on Ozempic, you could probably make it last a week. But I'm not on that. Is it Ozempic? I think it is. Anyways, I'm thinking, 9 quid for a piggin pie? And they looked overcooked to me, I've got to say that. Anyway, the guy said they were all right. He didn't love them all. He didn't love the lamb one. The reason he didn't love the lamb one is he didn't like lamb. I thought to myself, why buy a piggin lamb pie? I don't like mushrooms at all. I won't buy mushrooms. I won't have them. No. No mushroom. That's the cross that the devil like and all that. No, I won't have mushrooms. Anyway, that leads me today. I'm flicking through that there YouTube today. I'm flicking through it. All of a sudden, someone comes on about pies and pie shop. It's the one I want to visit. I've wanted to visit it for, no, it's not months. It's about a year, 14 months, 16 months. I did a review on a chip shop, the first one I'd ever done. I don't get the food and eat it in front of here and all that. That's why I don't get that many watches. Because I don't do all that with food and whatever else. I'm not rating my takeaway or bold foodie guy or any of these people or these people that buy pies and eat them on camera. No, I don't do that. I'll comment on the odd place I've eaten. And I'll also tell you about the odd thing I might have bought in Asda or Marks and Sparks or Aldi or Iceland that I like, and I'll tell you that. But you don't get me eating anything or filming anything because I don't film myself. I do this here, sat down, and that's as much as I can do because I'm not very good at this and I'm lazy. Anyways, I did a review of a chip shop, a fish and chip shop, 18 months ago now. More watched it than most of them kind of things that I do because many knew the chip shop. It's in a place called Standish. Nice part of Wigan. Anyways, I was a bit disappointed with it. I was disappointed because the chips were reasonably nice. But 5 or 10 years ago, they were absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Maybe the day I went in, they weren't quite as good. Quality of chips, I'd have given them an 8 out of 10. The place was normally a 10 out of 10. But what miffed me about the chipper was, you got them in a small tray. A tray of that size, that's the... No depth, that's the size of the tray. It was a medium portion. I said it was small, but they called it medium. 4 quid. They did a large portion for a £5. And I thought, £5 for a piggin bag of chips? Nearly as bad. Well, it's not as bad as £9 for a pie, but nearly as bad. But I paid 4 quid for a medium portion. And it'd have been all right for a 12, 13-year-old kiddie, I would have thought. Wasn't all right for me, because I like my chips. You don't get looking like I do without liking chips. I was disappointed. Anyway, I did a video with a big sack of spuds on my shoulder. It was a sack of spuds that I'd bought from Home Bargains, but it was a big bag. Wait a minute. That size for about £3.20. Based on that portion of chips I got, I would imagine out of that sack of spuds, you'd have probably got about 50 portions. Seriously, that's how many spuds were in there. 50 portions. 54 quid, 4 quid, 200 quid. They were charging 4 quid. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I'll get 200 quid without this bag. Now, they're overcharging. I think they're overcharging. But a few people came on and defended them. Many people said the quality ain't quite what it was. Many said it seemed too dear for a small portion. Many were telling me chip prices everywhere else. But it turns out the pie shop I wanted to go to is next door to it. I didn't realise that was the pie shop right next door. So I thought, next time I'm in Standish, I'm going. Now, I've passed Standish a few times in the last few months. In fact, I pass it on a regular basis. Well, I'm on the motorway going up to Ormskirk because daughter lives in Ormskirk. So I'm that way. But I've never called in. I'm going up round houses here, aren't I? Today I'm seeing a video on pies. It's the pie shop. And it's titled something like, I nearly got the last meat and potato pie. What was it called? Mr Gents. It's called Mr Gents, the pie shop. It's in Standish. I thought it was filmed the last couple of weeks. It was filmed in March, this video, but it's only come on my YouTube today, filmed in March. The guy went there. It was a guy from Wigan who does reviews of pies. He went on the last day. It was Piggin open. It closed in March. Completely closed. Gone. I'm gutted. I've wanted to go for 12 or 18 months. I've had a chance to go, and I've never gone. And do you know what the big moral of the story is here? Not only did he say the pies is the best he's ever had, and he's been going on and off for 28 years, this fella. A meat and potato pie, he said, the woman who owns the shop, who's worked in it all her life. She took it over from her mother and piggin father. She does probably the best pies in Wigan or the best pies in North West, maybe the best pies in piggin world. For a meat and potato pie, she recently put the prices up and was saying sorry to everyone. She had to put them up 10 pence or 5 pence, he weren't sure. They went up to about £1.60. £1.60 for best pie in world? And I paid £9 for 2 the other day. Yes, they might have been bigger and had more filling in, but how many could you get? You could get 6 of hers, and I love meat and potato. Absolutely bloody gutted. Mr Gents, I've not been, and I don't know what they like, and I'm never going to know. Piggin gutted. Now £1.60 is not enough. She's not going to be sunning it in Tenerife on that. She's probably going to be living out days in Rill or Blackpool. She's not charged enough. And Standish is a wealthier area of Wigan, wealthy compared to some. They could have paid more there. They certainly paid more for the piggin chips next door. She's kept the prices down and looked after the clientele, that young lady. Well, she'll be older now, she's retired. And I've never gone in there to sample one of them. I'm absolutely piggin gutted. So we've gone from 2 days ago, £9 a pie. Well, a week ago, me, £9 for 2 pies. 2 days ago, yesterday, £9 a pie that this fellow was reviewing. 4 for 36 bleeding quid. Did I swear then? I never meant to. You have to get a mortgage out for 4 pies. To a lovely lady, £1.60 a pie, and apologetic at that. Gutted I never went. Mr Gents, could you not do another year? Can you not reconsider and do another year? Let me go there and have a few pies and put a few in the freezer. Gutted I've missed out. Prices for everything are going through the roof, aren't they? They really are, you know. Every bugger's sticking the piggin boots in. It annoys me, it does. It really does.